everybody, today I'm going to be building Joe Goldberg's bookstore Mooney's from the Netflix show You on The Sims 4. Now, the bookstore and the basement, they're heavily inspired by the show. They're not exactly alike, but the apartment that I'm going to be building on the second floor, I tried to make it as similar as possible, as you can on The Sims. I was actually watching the show while building this and pausing on the scenes that showed more of the interior of the apartment. So we all know that Pam Badgley is the actor that plays Joe on the show. He's also the guy that played I don't know his name, from Gossip Girl. I think that's where he got his fame. I tried to watch, to be honest, let me be honest here. I tried to watch Gossip Girl, but I never got really into it, And then after all who's the girl that plays Blair? Yeah, well, she's not a girl. She's a grown woman now. But she was in all that drama. What was her name? Okay, I tried to remember. I couldn't I couldn't remember, but you know who I'm talking about. Blake Lively. See, just because I tried to think about it, it comes to me. And she was on like all that drama with that other guy that I also forgot his name, from that movie based on the Colleen Hoover book. You know what I'm talking about. And she's on that show. Well, you will obviously probably know Gossip Girl. I just never got really into it. But anyways, so season 5 came out like a few weeks ago, last month, and I watched it, but I don't want to cause any polemic or anything, but I was sadly disappointed by it. I don't know if it's an unpopular opinion or anything. I know it's also unpopular that he deserved to finally go to jail, because that's crazy. My guy killed like 25 people and he never got caught for it. Like, that's a little too crazy. But the last season, it was just, I did not I skipped, when you fast forward 10 seconds, I did a lot of that. But my favorite season was the London season. I like that. I like how, at the end, there was the plot twist, and he was actually the crazy one killing them people. I like that part. I don't know if that's unpopular, but the last season, with that girl, I know that the whole point is, whatever the wife's name was, the British lady, she asked him to kill the guy, and then, if you haven't watched it, I'm not gonna make any spoilers, but it's just very simple, don't worry. But she asked him to kill the guy, and then she was upset that he wanted to keep killing. I mean, we're not surprised that he wanted to keep killing, but also, it's his fault too, because he went 3 years without killing, and then all of a sudden, now he has to kill, one person every 2 days. Are you kidding me? But then she got upset that he wanted to keep killing, and then that's how everything went downhill. But also, something I did realize in this season is that he lied. All his little girlfriends that he lied to all of them. He would say, oh yeah, I killed people, and then they would eventually accept that, and then he'd be like, wow, she's the one. But then he would be like, oh, I killed 2 people, 3 people. He's still lying. Girl, this man killed at least 25 people, but he never would tell them the true story. And then when they finally would find out and be like, oh my gosh, this guy's a serial killer, he would be all offended, oh, how can you not accept me now? Because you've been lying this whole time, Joe. Are you serious? But I really did in the end. Oops, maybe that's a spoiler. Meh, well, it's fine. We skip ahead if you don't want to hear this. In the end, when he went to jail, and then he was receiving all those letters by fangirls in jail. I was for sure, this would for sure happen. But anyways, the last season, I wouldn't recommend it. Season 4 though, I recommend it. I feel many people didn't like season 4 because I don't know why. I know many people like the season before that, when he was married to that love girl. I like that season too. And also, I was just upset. Can I just give one more opinion and then I'll talk about something else? But I was so upset that she started killing people, and then he got upset with her. My guy, only you can kill now? What is this hypocrisy here? And I thought they were perfect for each other. It's you guys are both killers. You're never gonna because the other girlfriends always ended up hating him because he killed a little too much, But, Love was fine with that, but he got upset when she started killing people. No, he's a hypocrite. I got very upset with this part. And then the new season with this Bronte girl, I know people are bullying the actress. I know this is so bad. They're bullying the actress online, calling her Rumple, Rumple Tutsky. And I feel so bad because come on. And she's also played other characters in other famous shows too, but I forgot. But anyways, don't call her that, guys. Come on. Like, I hated her character in the show, like, I'm gonna be honest. But don't say this about the actress, like, it's just a show. So this is my very intellectual review on you. So this is all I got. And this season 5 was the last season, so there's not gonna be any more seasons because he finally went to jail. But yeah, the show ended here. And then I was thinking, so this build that I'm making, it's with businesses and hobbies because, you know, the bookstore is on the downstairs and the apartment's up on the upstairs, so you can actually like make Joe on The Sims and then like have him. This is such a fun idea though. Imagine like you make a sim, you know, like Joe, based on Joe, and then you have him live here and then you have him like kill random women. Like, I don't know if you like that. It's a fun idea, to be honest. So this is what I did. It's like a business and hobbies and build, but also if you don't have business hobbies, you can definitely just turn it into a library or something. So this is why I have this random sim in the corner, because I wanted it to make it into like a business, and then that's why you see the money going away in the corner too. Maybe that's a little annoying, but I don't know. I don't know why I did it like this anyways, but it is on the gallery right now, and then you can download it. I'm gonna show you at the end, and you can have it if you want to. The facade, I had some trouble with it a little bit because obviously the exterior as similar as I could make it to the real building in New York. I don't even know if it's in New York. Well, in the show it is in New York, but I don't know. And I had a little bit of trouble with it because obviously you can't make real, exactly how real life stuff. But here you're gonna see me change it, and then I made like one whole floor, quote unquote, the facade, and then is the apartment, and then there's another third floor that is empty. But I think I don't know, I think it looked good because in the end, after I did some more research with like pictures and stuff, I saw that the bookstore actually had technically like a loft on the second floor, so the loft is on this level that is like the facade. So in the end, it looks pretty nice. And I don't know why, this just came to my mind right now. The name started popping up. It was Blake Lively. This is completely unrelated to you, but then it's related to Gossip Girl because Penn Badgley is Gossip Girl, and Blake Lively isn't it? Her real name. Oh, well, in the show she's Blair or whatever, and her real name is Blake. You probably know about this. It was a super mega drama, but I feel like talking about it right now because I was a little bit, like, not a little, yeah, just a little bit invested. So Blake Lively, and the guy name on the movie is Jason Baldoni, I'm pretty sure. And it was on this movie based on the book by Colin Hoover. It was The End of Us, right? And it was like there was so much drama about it. I'm pretty sure they did like a lawsuit thing. I don't know who won in the end. And then Jason couldn't go to the whatever movie party that they had. Like, there was this whole thing that he was in the basement. He had it's not funny. I know it's not funny, but he had to like stay in the basement for the party or something like this. And I don't know what the drama was about, but it was just crazy that this whole thing was going on, and like this drama between them, and they had to play love interests. Look at this, I'm losing my mind. They had to play love interests in the movie. Like, they had to do like rated R singings, and I'm like, what? I wouldn't be able to do that. Imagine all that stuff going on. Or I don't know. We can never know actually what's going on because both of them seem to be suspicious to me. But then Blake Lively, she's married to that guy that everybody likes. What's his name? Ryan something. Not Ryan Gosling, the other Ryan. The weird one. To be honest, he's a little weird. I don't like them. Oh, Ryan Reynolds. I don't really like them very much. And then apparently they're like super powerful in Hollywood. But I also don't like Jason Baldoni either, but he is on that show. What's that show? Jane the Virgin. He's on that show. I'm pretty sure. I watched a little bit of the show, but it was a little boring. But anyways, going back to the movie, I tried to watch it because of all the drama, but I watched it like months after it came out, and I was not impressed by it. I couldn't even finish. I was so like a little bored to no, not a little, a lot, because I watched probably 20 minutes and then I fell asleep and then I never finished watching it again. But I only watched it because of the drama, and I actually like this kind of romance movies. But this one just wasn't my cup of tea. It was very boring, and then everybody was like making memes about Blake because the whole thing was that the whole drama started apparently against Blake because she cared more about her outfits than passing the message of DV. And yeah, it's a very serious topic, but I don't know, it's just like, and the outfits too, they were not eating, so I don't know why she was so worried about her ugly outfits anyways. In the movie though, I watched up to that part that because she meets the guy that Jason Baldoni plays, like I think they meet like on the rooftop or whatever, and then she finds out that the girl that she hires to work for her is like actually his sister, his cousin or something, and I'm like, guys, like I know it's based on a book, so it's all like fiction, obviously it's fiction, but it's like, what are the chances? Like in New York, no, it wasn't New York, where was it? It wasn't somewhere small, it wasn't a small city or whatever. Like, you really think that this guy, you're gonna meet him in the rooftop and then, oh, look at the coincidence, his sister works for me, like that's crazy. And I, to be honest, I'm no one to judge because I read some very weird books, but like this one is just too much, like what the freak, like. And then I just never finished this, so honestly I am in no place to give my review about the movie either, because who am I to talk about a movie that I didn't even finish watching, you know? Anyways, this build is not even about that movie. I don't know, I got sidetracked. But in conclusion, season 5 sucks and I love Pam Badgley. I really do like him. I just think he's a little hairy. Like, not to say anything bad, you know, girl. But, like, I don't know, there were a lot of shirtless scenes and I'm like, wow, this man is ready for the cold weather. He has a built-in sweater on him, you know. But I like him, I think, and apparently like on his interviews and stuff, he's very much an intellectual, so that's good too. I like that. I like that he's actually smart in real life too. So anyways, back to the build. Right now, here's where I'm making the loft part that I told you about. I didn't realize there was a loft, and then I was looking at pictures from the inside, and then they have this little spiral staircase, but obviously on The Sims we don't have a spiral staircase. But there was like a little there was a little spiral staircase, but that's what I did. I did a little loft area, and now we're finally going to the infamous basement here with the little quote-unquote rare books thing that's actually the cage that he kept them people, you know. This is my cage, and obviously it's just made a walls with windows, but in the end it looks pretty cool, I think. And remember that couple from the Madre Linda season, the Sherry was her name, or Cheryl, and then she was married with that buff weird guy, and then they wrote a book about being stuck in the cage, and they didn't have an appearance on season 5, and I thought it was so funny. I really like them. In the beginning they're a little annoying, you know, because she's like that, I don't know, not overprotective, but she's just annoying, like about her kids and stuff, and to love too, she's annoying. But in the end I thought she was so funny. I really liked her. And I don't know, I'm still, to be honest, I'm still a little sour that he killed Love, because who are you? I know she was trying to kill him, but honestly, he would kill her too if because he was killing her because she was killing him because he was cheating, no? And it's like, girl, who are you to kill this lady because she's cheating? Because last time I checked, you cheated on everybody. In the last season, he was married. And this is also another polemic topic, that he was all about his son, blah, blah, blah. That, like, you know, but then in the end, it's like, you're not spending time with your son to go spend time with this random girl that was breaking into your bookstore. Like, are you serious right now? I don't know. In the last season, he really pissed me off. Everybody in the last season was pissing me off. So, honestly, like, I want to be with my son. Yeah? Then why the freak are you hanging out with this weirdo girl here? You know. Anyways, love should have lived. Yeah, I know she tried to kill him, but maybe they should have done like a little spin. Like she should have like ended up killing him, and then the next seasons were about her. I don't know if like the public would really like, because it's not a man, it's a woman, and I guess the whole thing is that girls are like, oh, he's so hot or whatever. But I like Love more. In the end, I liked her more. Anyway, so this is the little basement. I found like the little cameras. I don't know if they're from Strangeville or from Get to Work, but I was so excited when I found them. I didn't like, I saw them before, but I forgot they existed. And then when I saw them, I was like, oh my god, this belongs in the basement. So yeah, this is my cute rare books quote unquote basement. I put a little chair with a little tray, like that's the food that he gives them in the in the cage. And then the chair is like where Bronte sat when she was talking to that guy that he captured, whatever, that he hit on the head. That guy was weird too. And I don't know why she let him go. Like, she should have killed him. Well, I guess, no, that I shouldn't say that, because I guess she's not a killer like him or whatever. But anyways, now we're going to the second floor. This is where the apartment is. And I know that he's supposed, like, from season 1, that he's supposed to be neighbors with that little kid, like Paco, that has the, like, abusive dad. But in this build, we just didn't have space for, like, 2 apartments. But I guess if you have, like, what is that pack that you rent or whatever, that you can have like neighbors and stuff, then on the 3rd floor, because the 3rd floor, this is the 3rd floor, the 4th floor is empty. I guess you can make Paco's apartment on that floor if you want. I just didn't do that. And then you're gonna see, like, right now I'm gonna be like way slower, even though I cut a lot and like speed it up, I'm gonna be way slower at building it, because I had like this show going on, and then there was like, it was this was the scene that he was like getting with Beck in his apartment in the 1st season. I think it was like the 4th or 5th episode. And then every time like they moved a little bit, I would pause to see what was like, what the background was like in his apartment. And I'm not sure if this is the apartment from season 1 that is on top of the bookstore. I'm pretty sure it might be. No, maybe it's not. I just know in the last season he let Bronte live in the apartment on top of the bookstore, and this, like, it's different than from the 5th season, like the interior. And I forgot now, because the show came out, each season came out a different year, so now my memory is a little hazy. But I don't know, I thought he lived in on top of the bookstore in the 1st season, but then it doesn't make sense, because how does he have a neighbor? But it's fine, doesn't matter that much. But this apartment is based on the apartment that he lived in the 1st season, not the apartment that he let Bronte stay at in the last season, which is the apartment on top of the bookstore. It doesn't make sense. I don't know why I did it like this, but that's how I wanted to do it, I guess. Hey, sorry, I had to do a little break here because I've been yapping for 20 minutes and I needed a little sip of water. But anyways, one way I can do is yap. I just need a little sip of water. But anyways, since this build is about a show, I thought we could just chat a little bit about shows. And I'm just going to share about the shows that I watched, I guess. So let's see the classics, you know what I mean? So, obviously, we have Pretty Little Liars. I did enjoy that show for a while, but then I stopped watching it, so I never finished it. But I know who. Well, actually, do I know who A is? Isn't it not the Mona girl? Maybe. And obviously on Gossip Girl, actually Pam Badgley was the Gossip Girl. XOXO, he was the Gossip Girl in the end, right? I don't know if this is spoilers too. These shows are very old. How am I spoiling a show that came out in, like, I don't know, 2000? Anyways, let me see another show. That show, Lost. This is a completely different vibe, Lost, but I had never watched it before, and then last year I just binge watched that. I never finished it. I kind of stopped when they were like on the other people's like island thing. That's when I stopped watching it. I don't know, these shows that are super long and have like 10,000 seasons, I always feel that like by season 6 or whatever, it like gets bad. So actually it was good that like you stopped on season 5, because it's like, girl, how many more people can you kill, how many more girlfriends can you have until it gets boring. And season 5 was already getting boring, so I think they did good to stop filming it. But anyways, Lost has what, 8 seasons, 9, and I stopped watching it. I'm not interested in it anymore, but it was good while it lasted. Oh, another show that they should learn to stop. Okay, I don't know if this is gonna make some people angry, but they should learn how to stop Grey's Anatomy. Like, I think this is very cliche, but after Derek... No, I watched a little bit after Derek died. But when it got to, like, the COVID season, I was like, guys, what is this? Are you serious right now? And they already have, like, 17 seasons or something. Like, yeah, it's a very popular show, but let's take a step back. Let's do something else. So I watched that for a long time, too. There's also Criminal Minds. And what's his name? Matthew Gray Gubler. I do like him. But then I also stopped watching it. Because it's like, I like these shows that are like, each episode is not exactly related to each other. Like, you know, these ones about like the hospital or like police officers. But then at some point, also it gets boring. Just like, another show that I watch a lot, I put like in the background. This shows is for like background noise. The other one that I put in the background a lot while I'm building, like on The Sims, this house. I like that one. At least it's a little bit funny. But everything gets a little boring at some point. But the creme de la creme for me, I have to say, was Vampire Diaries. I have nothing. Do I need to explain myself? I never finished that one. But I was like on the second to last season. It was when like they went to this alternate reality or whatever it was. It was a long time since I watched it. I was like 14. But that's what, like, because the thing is like everyone wanted, what's his name, Damon, to end up with Elena. But then when they went to the alternate reality, it was just becoming more obvious that they were, maybe they did end up together, I'm not sure. But then when it's like, come on, I've been waiting seasons for them to end up together, and then they had to like go to different realities or whatever, I stopped watching it. It was pissing me off. But yes, Vampire Diaries really is my favorite one out of all of them. And another one that's not a show, but they shouldn't make it. But for me, I feel what got me into Vampire Diaries, and it's still like, I don't know, maybe it's a little embarrassing to say, but I think it's my favorite movie, like, of all time. Like, it's not that good of a movie, but Twilight. The Twilight Saga, like, I have to say. Like, I probably watched the first Twilight 9 or 10 times. Now I, like, know exactly what they're gonna say. I know, like, the lines. Like, the first line is, like... The first line, let me tell you... So I can prove I'm a real Twilight. It's like this. A Twilight stan is like this. I never given much thought on how to die, but die on the place of someone that I love seemed like a good way to go. Yes, she ate. Yes, that's the first line with the little deer jumping around. Yeah, so I think that proves that I watched it a few times. And also, like, when she finally gets home, and then, like, Charlie says that he bought the, like, purple bed sheets because he was like, you like purple, right? And then she goes, then he leaves and she goes, the best thing about Charlie, he doesn't hover. Oh my god, there are so many, like, and obviously it's not like an Oscar, like, winning movie. There are some parts that are very cringe, but I think that any of these kind of books that they make into a movie, they're gonna end up being cringe anyways. Like, imagine if they made Akatar into a movie. Oh, this is another thing. I heard through the grapevine that they were gonna make a series out of Fourth Wing, but I don't know. I don't have high hopes for this. I think they should, like, leave it be as books, because I don't know. Is it true that they're gonna make it into a movie? Maybe, but I heard that they are. And that guy, what's his name? That, like, people are like, oh my god, he posted something, and then the caption was like a little dragon, and they're like, he's gonna be Zayden, because he posted a picture of like a little dragon, and he was also like reading Fourth Wing, the really buff one, because there's two that I think most people think is like the other one that's like a little bit smaller, but he looks like nicer. He looks like a sweet guy. And then this really buff one that always like posting like pictures of him looking at the at the horizon or whatever. Yeah, this one. In my humble opinion, if anybody asked, I want the buff one to be Zayden. If they do end up, like, no, in all honesty, I rather they don't make it into a show at all, because I think for people that like the book and whatever a lot, they're gonna end up being disappointed. Like it's never gonna be the same, you know. Like, I know that Twilight, probably the movie ended up becoming more popular than the books, and like also Harry Potter and stuff. No, Harry Potter, the books are still very famous. But, you know, everybody, maybe they haven't read the book, but they for sure watched the movie. So maybe that might happen with Fourth Wing one day, I don't know. Imagine, like, our Twilight of today, like, everybody has watched it and whatever. It's gonna be, like, Fourth Wing in, like, 10 years or something. And then, like, I don't know, the teens are gonna be like, oh, like, no, I don't mean, like, you know the song, but there's gonna be one for Fourth Wing, and then everybody's gonna know it's the Fourth Wing song. But I don't know. Honestly, in the end, I'm hoping that they don't make it into a show. They might make it, though. Have you seen those people on TikTok that make, like a fake, not a fake show, but they make, like, their own version, and then they're very serious about it, and I'm like, damn, like, their TikTok, as if it was Fourth Wing, and then they also make one like as if it was Akatar, and I'm like, damn, these people are dedicated into making this, but like, you know, all power to them, but I don't like it. Please stop. But anyways, yeah, now I got super distracted talking about shows and then movies and then books, but yeah. So we finished the build here. I don't know, I got distracted with my chat. This is the front and the back. I know that in the back of the lot there's a lot of empty space, but you can add whatever you want for your own gameplay. And also because I was building on a smaller lot in a different world, and then I changed it to this world. But anyways, this is the first floor. Like I said, it's heavily inspired by the show. It's not exactly like it. There's a little room in the middle where he does his weird fantasies. You know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. And it's looking like this. And then if we go here to the basement, you know, his quote-unquote rare books basement, he definitely does not keep people captive here. Definitely not. This is how it's looking. It would be so fun to make a little gameplay here and just kill people in the little box. That would be super fun. So yeah, this is the basement. And then if you go up 2 more floors, we have there the loft area. The loft area, I don't know if it shows in the show, but I just did it however fit with the aesthetic of before, from like the first floor. There are little stairs though. And then here is the apartment. The apartment is almost exactly like the first season, like I said. It's looking a little weird, but you know, when you try to copy something on The Sims, it doesn't look very normal anyways. And if you see there in the little corner of the bedroom, I put a little chest, and I thought that's where he could keep like the weird stuff that he collects from the girls, like their underwear and like, what did he have too? Like, he had teeth, but it wasn't from the girls though. But yeah, and then the last floor is empty. You can do whatever you want with it. One last thing, I just wanted to show you that I also put this in the library. It's called Mooney's, and I just, in the description, I wrote Joe's bookstore, an apartment building with his quote-unquote wear books basement. And then I also just, you know, I don't know, I also said that it's for business and hobbies, but you can make it into a library too. And this is it in the gallery. Thank you.